Today I want to tell you a story about the history of San Francisco plantation. It begins back in 1828, along the banks of the Mississippi River in South Louisiana. A young land developer named Elisée Riault was buying up tracts of land to create a large sugar plantation. He was a Creole. Creoles are a mixed-race people in the area, and this was quite an accomplishment for a minority young man. He turned around and sold this plantation to Charles Marmillon, who was a very wealthy Creole man with his roots in French aristocracy. Charles Marmillon wanted desperately to be a sugar planter and to have a large plantation home for his family. First of many tragedies struck San Francisco plantation when tuberculosis came and killed Charles Marmillon's wife and 6 of his 8 children. He was determined to leave a legacy for his 2 remaining children, and he began the construction of a huge plantation home for them. It took 2 years to construct and took many skilled laborers, but when it was done, it was fantastic. It was called the Grand Plantation, there along the River Road. And tragedy struck again, when mere months after its completion, Charles died, and Valsin had to take over the plantation. Valsin had a lovely young wife, Louise. She was from Bavaria, and she wanted to decorate in the ways of her native home. And so she wanted painted ceilings, and she wanted bright colors inside and outside the home. And all of this decorating was beautiful, but it cost quite a lot. Valsin reportedly said that it left him sans fruchin, which meant without a penny in his pocket. It kind of stuck, and the plantation began being called Saint Fruchin, which was later Anglicanized and began to be called San Francisco. But tragedy struck the plantation again, and the young daughters of Valsin and Louise were killed in a freak accident at the home. And so when Valsin died not long after that, Louise sold the plantation to move back to Bavaria. It was sold to the Ori family, Patriarch Levin and his 5 sons and all of their families. It was a large and happy clan, and they were well loved by their staff. The Ori children and the children of the staff all played together, with no regard to their difference in race or class. Segregation was really just not part of life at San Francisco. The Oris added a sugar mill and a manufacturing plant to the land, and they were known as hard workers, out in the fields daily with their staff. They owned the plantation longer than any other family, but they didn't change very much, left in place a lot of the artistry that Louise Marmillon had put there. But tragedy struck yet again at San Francisco when 3 of the Ori brothers died within a 2-week time frame. The Ori family just couldn't handle the grief, and they decided to sell the beautiful plantation. And though there have been no more tragedies since the loss of the Ori brothers, there are tales of ghosts haunting San Francisco. Some claim to have seen the lonely and grieving Charles Marmillon wandering the bedroom areas of the home where he so briefly lived, and others say they've seen the 2 young daughters of Valsin and Louise playing outside under the oak trees. But regardless of the heartbreaks that plagued the owners of San Francisco, the examples of success for minorities and the experiences of racial and class equality and respect are remarkable for this time in our nation's history. It truly is a grand plantation.